Hello, let us continue with our lecture 2. First, we have familiarized ourselves with some terms as we have covered these terms previously. As we know, eluent, analyte, column, stationary phase, mobile phase, cotton plug and eluate. Mobile phase, solvent moving through the column, carrier we can say. Stationary phase, the substance stay fixed inside the column, we can say as adsorbent. Eluent, what is eluent? A fluid entering into the column. And eluate means what? A fluid existing from the column, we can say that is particularly collected in the flask. And the elution means what? Actually the process of washing out the compound through the column using suitable solvent. And analyte means what? Analyte means particularly a mixture whose individual component have to be separated. So now let us try to understand the principle of chromatography. Let us draw a pictorial diagram, representation of column chromatographic separation setup. Here already I have here drawn a particularly consider this a chromatographic column packed with the silica gel that acts as a stationary phase. The analyte loaded over the silica bed packed in the column and allowed to adhere to the silica. Silica act as a stationary phase and solvent, a mobile phase, is then made to flow through the silica bed under the gravity or pressure. The different component of analyte exhibiting the degree of adhesion to the silica. We will see what is exactly the adhesion, or what is the part of what exactly the principle behind the adhesion. As the result, they travel at a different speed through the stationary phase as the solvent flow through the column. What here we will got a different bands, and the component that adhere more strongly to the stationary phase travel more slowly compared to those with weaker adhesion. That means this particular band having more adhesion toward the stationary phase. Analytical chromatography can be used to purify the compound, particularly ranging from milligram to a gram scale. So before we move on, let us conduct a simple experiment to explain the power of chromatographic separation. Take a few leaves, crush them in a mortar, spot a drop of leaf extract on a strip of chromatographic paper 0.5 cm above the edge of the paper. Chromatographic paper is made up of cellulose and it's quite polar in nature. Place the strip of paper in a jar that contains a small volume of propanone, means acetone. There should be just enough propanone or acetone that edges of the paper dip it in comfortably. Place the lid on the jar to avoid any operation of solvent. Let the solvent rise up the paper by capillary action. Remove the paper strip from the jar once the solvent has reached the solvent level. What do you think you will notice? We will notice, see here is we have prepared the extract. We have taken the plate that we can say as a paper. So we can say as a paper strip that is applied with the extract deep in a chamber that having the mobile phase acetone that run via capillary action, and after attaining a particular solvent, we removed that particular paper strip and we observe different spots over the paper. So what we can say, what we observe, the various component of leaf pigment separated out. So leaf pigment, as we know, contain whatever the leaf part, that leaf part contain many pigments, as we know, chlorophyll, xanthophylls. So we can separate out this individually. Those principle of separation of different components, basically a differential affinities, or we can say a strength of adhesion of various component of the analyte toward the stationary and mobile phase result in the differential separation of components. Affinity, in turns, it is dedicated by the two properties. two properties of molecule as adsorption and solubility. We can define the adsorption as the property of how well a component of a mixture sticks to the stationary phase, while solubility is the property how well the component of mixture dissolve in the mobile phase. Higher the adsorption to the stationary phase, slower molecule will move through the column. That means it retain on a stationary phase. Higher the solubility in the mobile phase, faster the molecule will move through the column. That means it travel via mobile phase. So the interplay between above two factors, that means adsorption and solubility, these two factors determines the differential rate at which the different component of analyte will move through the column. Adsorption and solubility of molecule can be manipulated. How we can manipulate? By choosing the appropriate stationary and mobile phase. Now question arises, why do different compounds possess a different affinities towards the stationary and mobile phase? The answer is polarity of the compound. The polarity of compound dictates their affinity towards the stationary and mobile phase. Let us understand this through an example. Suppose we have a mixture of two molecules A and B, where A is a protein and B is the lipid. Our column is packed with the silica, which is polar in nature, and our mobile phase is hexane, which is non-polar. What do you think will happen when we load this mixture of A and B on the column? What do you think? So A, being a polar in nature, will adsorb onto the polar stationary phase. We can say silica. And B, being a non-polar in nature, will readily dissolve in a non-polar mobile phase. That means N-hexane, without adhering to the silica, and will thus elute out of the column with the hexane. Hence the B is elute out and the mobile phase will be changed to something polar like acetonitrile. We can change out. So by doing so, we will now force A to detach from the silica and dissolve in the polar solvent acetonitrile and get eluted out of the column with acetonitrile. So this is one example that will explain that, or we can understand by using this particular example what exactly happened in case of separation. So next part, that is different types of chromatography. Throughout, or basically we have to keep in mind that, or we have to remember that normal phase chromatography, that particularly having the stationary phase is a polar, that is hydrophilic in nature, and our mobile phase is the non-polar, that means hydrophobic in nature. And some scientists can use reverse phase chromatographic technique. That means stationary phase is non-polar and mobile phase is polar. There are several types of chromatography, each differing in the kind of stationary and mobile phase they use. But the principle through remain the same. Differential affinities of the various component of analyte towards the stationary and mobile phase result in differential separation of component. The mode of interaction of various components with the stationary and mobile phase may change depending on the chromatographic technique used. There are different techniques like a paper chromatography, different technique like paper chromatography, thin layer chromatography, liquid chromatography, then ion exchange chromatography, size exclusion chromatography. So continue with the classification of chromatography. As we know, chromatography is the method of separation in which the component to be separated are distributed between the two phases. One of these stationary phase and other is the mobile phase, which moves on the stationary phase in a definite direction, and the component of mixture redistributed themselves between the two phases by the process which may be a adsorption, partition, or ion exchange, or size exclusion. The stationary phase can be a solid or a liquid. Mobile phase can be a liquid or gas or supercritical fluids, or can be a supercritical fluids. These are some examples like thin layer chromatography, paper chromatography, column chromatography, then ion exchange chromatography, size exclusion chromatography. So let us study the way of classification of an chromatography. This is very important. So classification of chromatography, we can classify the chromatography on the basis we can classify on the basis of interaction of solute to the stationary phase. Interaction of what? Solute to the stationary phase, or on the basis of chromatographic bead shape. Whatever the bead shape used, on that basis we can classify. on the basis of physical state of mobile phase. So on the basis of interaction of solute to the stationary phase, we can classify as a adsorption, partition, ion exchange, size exclusion. On the basis of bead shape, 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, in 3-dimensional, column chromatography, in 2-dimensional, a well-known thin layer chromatography, and paper chromatography. Means whatever the bead shape is there, that decides the classification based on the physical state of mobile phase. The mobile phase, if it is liquid, liquid chromatography. If mobile phase is a supercritical fluid, we can say as a supercritical fluid chromatography. And if the mobile phase is gas, we can say as a gas chromatography. So let us study one by one each and every class on the basis of interaction of solute to the stationary phase. Adsorption, partition, ion exchange, and size exclusion. So adsorption chromatography, it is very important. Adsorption chromatography is probably one of the oldest type of chromatography. It utilizes the mobile liquid or gaseous phase that is adsorbed on the surface of stationary solid phase. The equilibrium between the mobile and stationary phase account for the separation of different solute. The principle of adsorption chromatography involves basically a competition of component of the sample mixture for active site on a adsorbent. These active sites are formed in a molecule due to the cracks and edges. The separation occurs because of the fact that equilibrium is established between the molecule adsorbed on a stationary phase and those which are flowing freely in a molecule. The more the affinity of molecule of a particular component, less will be it moves. So adsorption chromatography further classify as a column chromatography, or basically whatever this column chromatography, thin layer chromatography, and gas solid chromatography involves a basic principle, that is the adsorption. So we can classify these as a types of adsorption chromatography. So let us study one by one. So initially we have to study. We will see this particular chromatographic in the next part. Before that, we have to finish the partition chromatography, as we have finished the adsorption. Next is the partition chromatography. Partition chromatography, basically in this form of chromatography, is based on the thin film formed on the surface of a solid support by a liquid stationary phase. Solute equilibrate or partition between mobile phase and the stationary phase. So the separation is based on the solute partition between the two liquid phases, relative solubility. So the separation of component of a sample mixture occurs because of partition. Stationary phase is coated with the liquid which is immiscible in a mobile phase. Partition of component of sample between the sample and liquid or a gas stationary phase retards some component of sample more as compared to the other. This gives the basis for the separation. The stationary phase immobilizes the liquid surface layer, which becomes a stationary phase. Mobile phase passes over the coated adsorbent, and depending upon relative solubilities in the coated liquid, separation occurs, and the component of sample mixtures appear separated because of differences in their partition coefficient. So this is our partition chromatography. So partition chromatography again having the further types: liquid-liquid chromatography and gas-liquid chromatography. Then ion exchange chromatography. Ion exchange adsorption, partition, and next as a ion exchange. Ion exchange chromatography is the process that allows the separation of ion and polar molecule based on their affinity to the ion exchangers. It can be used for almost any kind of charged molecule, including large protein, small nucleotides, and amino acid. The solution to be injected, we can say as a sample, an individually separated component called as analyte. It is often used in a protein purification. Particularly, this particular technique is used for the protein purification, water analysis, and quality control departments. So whatever the stationary phase is there, this stationary phase particularly having negatively charged polymeric particles, and mobile phase eluent particularly having H plus ion form HNO3, HCl, H2SO4, methasulfonic acid, tartaric acid. Positively charged proteins, negatively charged bases, negatively charged proteins. So there is an exchange happens, and that is the ion exchange chromatography. Ion exchange chromatography based on the relative retention of ion during their progress through an ion exchange column, which has a functional group of opposite charge attract to its surface. The stronger the charge on the ion, the greater is the retention time in the column. Ion exchange chromatography used to separate organic and inorganic charged substances. The stationary phase used are based on the typical ion exchange. So